Start game now. Welcome, retro fans, to another edition of the Nosfer Gamer, where Dr. Doom is back, because we're going to do a game of Doom today. That's right, a game that just never seems to end until you finally perish, and that game is Asteroids for the Atari 7800. We recently just did the 2600 version, and now it's time to go up to the 7800 version itself. And looking at the box art, it looks like it drew a lot of inspiration from the original. Kind of has two ships now, which means something in this game. You got the little UFOs coming out from beyond a asteroid there, and a lot of purple going on here. And once again, we have the blast, but let's go ahead and take Asteroids, put it into our Atari 7800 Pro system, and see how this version holds up. Let's go to the game. Asteroids is based on the popular Atari arcade game from 1979. It is a fixed screen shooter for 1 or 2 players. Officially, this game came out in 1986, but it may have came out in 1984, during the time when the 7800 was test marketed in Southern California. It was also known for a period of time as 3D Asteroids and Deluxe Asteroids, which may have been confusing because there was a sequel to Asteroids in the arcade called Asteroids Deluxe, and they were not exactly the same game. Unlike the 2600 version, there really isn't a background story in the manual. You just happen to be a guy in a spaceship surrounded by rocks. There's 4 different difficulties: Novice, Intermediate, Advanced, and Expert. Now, unlike the 2600 version, you can actually play with 2 players at the same time, either in Team Asteroids or Competition Asteroids. The team mode, you can't hurt each other, but in the competition mode, you can actually blow each other up. There's 2 different control schemes depending on what type of controller you use. No matter what, pushing left or right turns your ship to aim, just like the 2600 version, and pressing up activates your thrusters, and your left button is your primary fire button. If you use a 7800 controller, the right button is used for hyperspace, but if you use a 2600 controller, you can push down for hyperspace. One advantage of using a 7800 controller is you can push down to actually slow down. Unlike the 2600 version, there is no option to use shields or to flip your ship 180 degrees. All you can use is hyperspace, and that is always available in any of the modes. When you hyperspace, your ship will disappear and then reappear at a random spot on the screen. This is helpful to avoid asteroids that are just about to hit you, but you have to be careful because you might appear right before an asteroid, or if you start to shoot before you reappear, you might actually blow up. Now, for the most part, this game copies the scoring mode of the 2600, where large asteroids will get you 20 points apiece, medium asteroids will get you 50, and small asteroids will get you 100. Occasionally, enemy saucers will appear on screen. The larger version will get you 100 points, and the smaller version will get you 1,000 points. Also, if you destroy a friend in competition mode, you will get 500 points. So good job, you blew up a buddy, here's some points. And every 10,000 points, you will earn an extra ship. In novice mode, there is no enemy saucers, and asteroids don't split. They just shrink when they get shot. Graphically speaking, your ship doesn't really look like much. It looks very similar to the 2600 mode, but now there are stars that twinkle in the background. Ooh, twinklies. Also, the asteroids have a nice spinning animation to them, and the physics seem a little more realistic than other versions of the game I played when you shoot and how the rocks react to being shot and splitting. Music and sound is pretty minimal, with the sounds constantly interrupting each other to make room for another sound that comes out. Most will probably prefer this to the 2600 version. I'm kind of partial to the 2600 version myself. And of course, this is a family-friendly game, since the rocks don't bleed when you shoot them. On eBay, this is a pretty common cart. Loose copies can be had for $5 to $6 shipped. Complete and box copies go for about $13-14, and new copies were about $15. And actually, if you own a European 7800, it was built into the system. People in Europe, all they had to do was turn on the system without any game inside, and Asteroids would pop up. Would I recommend it? Well, if you don't like Asteroids, I doubt it's going to change your mind. However, the gameplay is solid and most will like it. And if you happen to have a second player to play along, this is by far the version to go. Now, I generally play my games as a solo player. I don't usually have people who want to play retro games with me. So I tend to kind of gravitate towards the 2600 version just because I find it a little simpler to do and I'm partial to the sounds. And I also like the fact that it has the shields and the ability to flip. I really wish the 7800 would have that. But I'm guessing most people will actually like this version more. So if you own the 7800 and you enjoy Asteroids, you should definitely look this up unless you really like the 2600 version and already have that. So where am I going to rank this? Well, I'm looking around the 3 and 4 mark. Number 3 is Rampage. I really was a big fan of Rampage growing up, and I enjoy the whole monster movie kind of thing going on there. And at number 4 is Dark Chambers, a kind of a game very similar in style to Gauntlet, but I found it to be kind of slow. So I'm going to put it right in between those two and make it my new number 4 game, Asteroids, now at number 4. Hey, if you want to learn more about Asteroids on the Atari 7800 or the Atari 7800 in itself in general, check me out on the Atari 7800 Game by Game podcast, now available on iTunes. And also, you can stream it right here on my YouTube channel. Episode 2 covered Asteroids as well as Centipede for the 7800, and other episodes will cover other games as well. If you enjoyed the videos like this, please click the like and subscribe buttons. It means a lot to YouTube creators. And you can also follow me on the Facebook or the Twitter. Go to either one, search for the No Swear Gamer. But no matter what, thank you for giving me a little part of your day, and I look forward to seeing you next time right here on the No Swear Gamer. Take care, everyone, and watch out for them rocks.